So with this move, the question that we talked about in the morning meeting at 5:30 was, are the Raiders back? Peter, it's fair to say they were back last year.
Are the Raiders back? Producers, can I get some footage?
What do you got, Peter?
For the
Go
Raiders
on.
fans tuning in at 6.
We're about to hear a flute, Peter.
a.m. Pacific.
I knew it.
Let's go! Oh my gosh. It feels like it, right? It sure does. And I know it's March. I know. And I know Russell Wilson waits for them. I know Patrick Mahomes awaits them. That's John Elway.
Look out, John!
Sorry.
They're back!
Sorry. There's Madden.
Look at the blue trousers.
I don't even know what that was. I think it's the 70s. Tarkin, that is. There's Fast Willie Brown. No, in all honesty, I show this footage because that's how it kind of feels right now. Like there's this swagger and there's this autumn wind feel to this Raiders organization right now, and it comes from the two men who just joined them. And I'm not talking about Chandler Jones and Davante Adams. I'm talking about Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. And we know Josh McDaniels' story inside and out. Dave Ziegler is the new general manager, and a lot of people are like, I'm not familiar with that name. His story is awesome. He was with the Patriots the last few years and was rising the ranks, but before that, he was at Iona coaching college football in New York here, and was an extra in shows like The Sopranos and Law and Order SUV.
He's an actor?
SVU. He was an actor to make money. Yeah. There's footage of him like yelling as a reporter to like Ludacris and Ice-T. Like,
that's
God, yeah. And then he goes to the high school ranks in Arizona, Chaparral High School, powerhouse in Arizona. He's the guidance counselor at a high school less than 15 years ago. He's a guidance counselor. His quarterback is a guy named Spencer Stone. That's Emma Stone's brother.
What?
It's all
Come on, more.
Then the Patriots bring him to New England because he's this rising star, and McDaniels knew him. Goes to Denver, shooting star there, then goes back to Patriots, and now is bringing glory back to the Raiders, at least on paper. They have to finish the job, but yes, Kay, I feel like the Raiders are back, and if I take them to be my Super Bowl champion in August or September when we do the picks, like, I'm not gonna do it to make some wild and crazy pick. I feel like on paper, Davante Adams, Chandler Jones, joining Crosby and Waller and Renfro, and of course a good offensive line, and a good tradition. This is a good tradition. Kudos to the Raiders for actually swinging the bat. So many teams sit on their hands and say, I don't know. They're going for it.
Hey,
I appreciate it.
Peter, it's Patrick Mahomes calling.
I know.
Have you ever seen him play football?
Hey, I hear Mahomes, but I hear that music too.
It's good music.
It's real. This is as close as they've ever been to Mahomes, I'll say that.
I love that music. And seeing John Madden too, absolutely you're getting nostalgic. Al Davis right now is tap dancing right now alongside John Madden because of this. And it was such a tough season last year with everything that they went through. I'm not going to rehash everything that went down, but that guy right there, I mean, if that doesn't look like a Vegas outfit right there, I don't know what does. But to look at this Raiders team right now and to see what's going on offensively, yeah, absolutely. They now can compete with the Chiefs, who they got swept by last year. Now all of a sudden, Davante Adams now gives them that offensive guy. Like, when was the last time they had a guy that was like, man, he's just going to take over this game offensively? Super excited for Derek Carr, but I also think that the Chandler Jones thing is huge.
Yeah.
As much as we're talking about the Adams trade, like getting Chandler Jones now to try to help them slow down Mahomes and the rest of that division. Vegas, baby. Vegas.
He has a bracelet with his first name on it, just Al. Imagine I buy a bracelet that says
Not his kids.
No, himself. Me. It's very exciting. I keep looking at that picture. It's just awesome. Like, it's the coolest player and the best player with the coolest logo and the best uniforms. There's a real danger to the are they back question, because there is an are they back club and there's charter members. And like the captain of the club is Miami Hurricanes football. We know that. If the Miami comes out 2-0 one year,
the U is back.
The U is back. Oh my! And then they get hammered. Texas football has joined that. A lot of that in college. Are they back? Are they back? And it's always based in nostalgia. And you show Alonzo Highsmith and you show Michael Irvin wearing 47. So someone had to do it and show Al and show Madden. What we should. There's Russell Wilson, and there's Herbert.
They're there.
Like, the Raiders, they did not belong in the same stadium as the Chiefs last year. They got destroyed. So they've made a lot of personnel moves, and they have a new coach, and that's great. And I hate to be the wet blanket. You can't. it's a disrespect to those images we showed to say that they're back in March. Like, as a Raiders organization, really respected and pedigreed in championships, you're back when you raise the trophy. Like, last year they got to a wild card round and lost, and that was really good progress. But back? No. No. Like, there's other teams or other organizations who've never done squat that if they got back and they signed some players and we ran that logo, that's great. The Raiders stand for more than that. They have a huge, tall order this year. Huge. And by the way, they're not back if they come out 4-0 either.
Okay. Back.
For the old school kids who grew up Raiders is like, we are one of the best teams in the league. We run this thing. Teams are afraid to play us. We're going to put up 30, 40 points a game. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm intoxicated by the personnel. I love the Chandler Jones, and I love Davante. I love McDaniels. But there's so much work to be done. So we just have to temper it a little bit. Just a little. Is that okay?
After the Chandler Jones thing, you said, that's fine, but is he going to, what did you say about the 40 points? Is he going to
make a 40-point difference in Kansas City? It's great. It's amazing.
So this is certainly
really
part of that. There is the other thing where is the NFL charter group, is that the Chargers too? Not that they'd be back. They don't really have that.
The Chargers are here. They come.
The Chargers are here. They come. The Reds are back.
Yeah, it's a similar club.
If we're saying
is it going to take Ice Cube showing up for you to?
It could be. It could be. He shows up a lot of places.
I love what the Chargers did this offseason. We're looking at it division-wise, but when it came to a game that actually mattered, the Raiders are the ones that stole this playoff spot, right, last year. They're the ones that got the win. The Chargers didn't, so that's a nice nod in the Raiders' direction. That's some good momentum. I'd say some of these pieces were there last year. I have a lot of questions. Josh McDaniels as a head coach, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Brilliant minds, so successful in his NFL career. Josh McDaniels, head coach of the Raiders. I don't know. I have questions there. And then, of course, the big glaring question is Derek Carr, because the pressure of this entire experience of what we're talking about and the footage and the L bracelet and all of it is that these huge swings are made and it's all on Derek Carr's shoulders. So it becomes, what's the faith we have in him that he can regain 2016 MVP candidate form or be even better than that, because it's what it's going to take in this division. And that's why people are still going to put if it was a different quarterback, if you had Herbert on that team, it might be different. Lots to prove, but I love Derek Carr, and I love that I know he'll embrace that opportunity and all of that, as he has said over and over again through the years.
Don't you feel like Derek Carr, like he said it himself, like my career has been like up and down, and it's like up here and there's like for the first time, I feel like Derek Carr, it must feel like, oh my gosh, I've got a team that wants me, that loves me. I've got a coach that's going to make me better. And now I've got the go-to guy that is going to take us to the next level.
A lot of pressure.
For Derek Carr, I mean, he's got to be on cloud nine right now.
I would think so, too. The phrase was going around regarding Baker Mayfield this week about we want an adult. We want an adult to be a quarterback. I think last year Derek Carr was an incredible adult.
Yep.
We had that moment in which Joey Bosa just cheap shot at him and said, something to the effect of we knew he was going to fold up and he's going to be in the fetal position. I didn't see Joey Bosa in the playoffs. I saw Derek Carr, and you showed his stats earlier. Prolific in the AFC, way up there. Like I think he is an adult. I think he is a leader. Even in a season that, I don't know, we've talked about Derek Carr a lot. My respect for him last year skyrocketed because I feel like he decided what kind of player he wanted to be. I think he got off that road.
He did it without Waller. Waller missed 6 games.
It was a great year for him.
My question, would you be as excited if they just signed, I'm not doing this facetiously because this is the conversation, they just signed Allen Robinson and they didn't trade everything for Davante Adams, or this is a totally different...
It's a great question.
Right.
I think Davante is so unbelievably good.
I agree.
I think he's a top 10 player at any position in the league. And they signed him, and he's silver and black, and super motivated.
And
Peter, you got into all that stuff about his family and his house, and that's a comfortable Davante and a happy and a paid Davante. I love it, and I think it's way different.
Tyreek Hill's pretty good. Jerry Jeudy, we haven't even seen the best of him. He's never had a prolific quarterback, and now he does. So the rest of the division, if you were to rank the wide receivers, sure, Davante's at the top, but if you were to rank the quarterbacks in the division, Derek Carr's at the bottom.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You think Derek Carr's fourth?
Yeah.
Behind, what's the give me a three. I'll give you mine.
Mahomes. Ooh, Herbert and Wilson.
It's really
is
tough. I know.
I'd probably go Russell out of respect. Herbert, who hasn't won that big game. And then Derek, even though Derek won that game, that might not be fair. But if we're talking talent-wise...
They're all really good.
They're awesome.
I don't know that he's not in the top two. Is he in the top two? Anybody at this breakfast table?
No.
Derek Carr?
But he doesn't need to
Probably
be.
not. You're going to put him above Russell Wilson or Mahomes
I
potentially?
don't know.
See how
Russell
season
Wilson
goes.
hasn't been that great the last couple of years.
Davante Adams might make him that guy, right?
Yeah,
That's the
100% fair. And then how cute, is this going to be a cute storyline that we're bringing from Fresno? Or are we going to? Is it?
I think
is it a
nothing cute
Jamar
about-
Chase, Joe Burrow thing? That's 10 years ago. You were showing 10 years ago.
I
you were
think
showing
$29 million. Nothing cute about that. It's got to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sort of made it happen.
They're both
guys.
working at the Fresno Bee.
The Chiefs
Yeah.
have been to 4 straight title games. 4 straight. And like I know he's a really good player.
And they've won 6 straight conference titles.
I know. They're tough.
But here's what I know without even asking you guys, just this table right now, we want it for them.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It'd be great for the
Raiders, we want it for
We
you.
played this music the whole
Relevant games, yeah.
Just keep playing it the whole show.